Hello, so today I am doing a draw with me video. In this video I'm going to be just drawing, I guess, and then obviously doing a voiceover. I don't really have any ideas or topics in mind, to talk about, so I'll just here and there talk about the piece that I'm working on, and we'll just go on from there. So for this piece, I had wanted to do some portrait studies, because I haven't really drawn digitally or at all in a while. So I wanted to do just some practice, I've noticed that in my art, all the faces have been kind of looking too similar. So I wanted to do some pieces or faces, whatever, with different facial features. Like, for example, for this character, I have made her have a more prominent nose, but I kind of wish I did more than what I did. I ended up with 3, which you'll see later, but I drew 4 originally, and then I ended up with 3, but I found some references on Pinterest, and I just went off from there. I kind of just drew them in my own style and whatnot. I don't really have much to talk about, really. Oh, wait. I do have one thing. So for this channel, I have decided that I'm going to have it just be for art, or like digital art, or just art in general, and then I'm going to have a separate channel, another one, for like crochet and jewelry and stuff like that. So I think I'm going to have my virtual journal type videos to be posted on that channel instead of this one. I don't know what I'm going to do with those videos that are on this channel currently, because I don't think I have the original video to re-upload it to the other websites. But for this channel, I'm going to still be posting once a week, and then on the other channel I will be posting once a week as well, or maybe twice a week, or not twice a week, once every 2 weeks. I don't know yet. It's easier for me to stay on top of posting this type of content on this channel, because I don't know, it's just easier for me to keep up with this type of stuff, because the other one, it takes longer to film, because I don't know, it just takes longer to film when I'm crocheting and so that. For example, like for this piece, I'm just recording what I'm drawing. This piece took all day. I did take breaks here and there, mainly because I had to do some other stuff, but taking a break from talking about the channel. So I'm redoing the sketch, as you kind of saw a little bit, because I had to restart my computer and it didn't save. I forget why I had to restart it, but that doesn't matter. The interesting thing about this piece is that so when I'm drawing men, I draw their noses a bit bigger. Like how do you explain it? I tend to exaggerate the noses or different facial features for men, right? And for women, I'll mainly just exaggerate the eyes. I'll make the eyes bigger, or I'll make the eyes and lips bigger, but I usually just do noses for men. But for her, I exaggerated the nose, as you see, and I still was able to make her look feminine in the end, which it's not saying that big women with big noses are masculine. Not that at all. It's just that the technique that I use, I usually just make nose bigger for men. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know, but my process for this piece, like my technique, I guess you can say, is I start with a sketch pretty loose, and then once I'm kind of happy with that, then I lightly erase over it, instead of changing the opacity down and then adding a new layer and stuff like that. It's all on the one layer, as you can see. So I erase over it slightly, and then I draw over it again. I kind of keep doing that until I get something that I like. But yeah, pretty simple. And then later on I add so later on I add like the base, like the values and stuff like that, and then I put in the colors on top. But okay, so back to talking about the channel. I think it's only going to be YouTube and Instagram that's going to have separate channels. I'm doing that mainly because I want to keep it a little separate. It's easier for me to keep things separately on those two platforms, because I feel like it might get a little confusing because it's two different types of content, you know. For Pinterest, TikTok, and I think that's all. I'm gonna have it be the same account, but for YouTube and Instagram, it'll be two separate ones. But I'll still like in descriptions and like stuff like that, I'll have the other account linked, so you can still check it out. Yeah, that's all I probably have to talk about at the moment. Wait, no, I lied. Okay, so here's some content ideas, I guess, I want to do. For this channel, I want to start doing some fan art, you know. I think that'll be pretty fun. I don't really know exactly what kind of fan art I want to do, but I think I want to do some maybe like Monster High, like Winx Club fan art, you know. Those are some like shows that I really enjoy and some stuff that I like to draw, and I think that other people might like it too. So I don't know, but I'm gonna make them into separate videos instead of all the same one, because I think it'll take me a long time to, you know, draw each one, so I don't want it to be like one long video. When I went and drew this character right here, I really like to, how did I say it? Well, okay, so I really liked how the lines looked for this character, especially the eyes. I liked how I did the eyes. They kind of remind me of Wednesday from, you know, the Netflix series, you know. But yeah, I really liked the line art, how I did for this character. This was also like the more detailed one in comparison to the other three. I think I just added like more color variation, or I don't really know, but I still try to make sure that the other characters still had, you know, good parts to them. I don't know how to explain it. Like, I don't know. I try to make the other ones still stand up to what this one had to offer. I guess I don't know how to explain it, but yeah. I think that is all I have to talk about at the moment. So I'll check back in when I have anything else to talk about. Oh, also, okay, I have another thing to talk about. Sorry for being up in the camera just a second ago, also, but, oh my god, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, but, I don't know if I want to keep filming the videos like how I'm doing now, where, I have my hands showing and it's just me recording like the camera onto my screen, or if I want to kind of screen record the screen so you can still see what I'm doing. If I screen record it, then you'll be able to see, you know, a bit better what I'm doing, like what I'm clicking on, if I'm, you know, sorting through different brushes or, you know, like that type of stuff. But this one, like the way this is filmed, you know, with my hand, you know, showing it, I feel like it also kind of adds like a kind of cool touch to it. The whole time I was kind of worried like if the camera was too zoomed in or if like my hand looked too big in the frame or whatever. But I mean, I don't know. I don't know what I'll do. It would be easier to film the screen recording type because I don't know, it's easier to do that rather than constantly having to have all the clips and then you know, cut out. Well, I don't know how to explain it, but here's the guy. So I drew 3 girls in total, and then I drew this guy. I didn't end up keeping him because I kind of messed up the color. I think I tried doing a bit more dynamic lighting, but it just wasn't really working out, so I just cut him out of the picture. But that's not until, you know, later. But yeah, I really liked how I did the eyes for him too. I liked how with the brush I used, the inner and outer corner of the eyelid on the top is thicker, and then the line on the bottom is, or the top of the eyelid, or top of the lash line, I guess, is thinner. But okay, now I'm putting a background base behind all of them, so they all have their own little backgrounds and everything. After this, I then put on the values, which you'll obviously see. Right now I'm just kind of sorting everything out. I'm trying to figure out the placement of how I want things to be, and, you know, just that kind of stuff. Okay, here, yeah, so this is where I start putting the values and whatnot. I'm doing it on a layer under the line art that I have, and later on I do go on top of it a little bit, but you'll see that. So this method, I'm doing the grayscale to color method, but I usually do this way if I want to do something more painterly or, you know, just this type of art style, I guess. I do just straight into color if I'm doing something more anime-like or something a bit more cartoony, if that makes sense. But I feel that this way kind of gives it a bit more depth and whatnot. Yeah, so I'm just putting the basic values. I'm trying not to go too crazy because it's easier to add more, like add darkness and depth and shadows versus trying to take that away by adding light. So I'm just kind of doing the very basic. At this point, I'm figuring out if like where I want the lighting to be, you know, and just like even just like basic shadows and whatnot. Like you see like the hair and everything, how it's darker towards the bottom because the lighting choice that I have for this piece is the light is coming at an angle. It's up top, but it's kind of at angle more. For the character that's like facing forward, I made it so the light is more straight down, like top to bottom, for that character. But this one's kind of similar, but it's just more at an angle. And then you see here, right now I am now painting over the line art, So I have the 2 layers, the one with the liner and the one with the base values. And then on the one with the liner up top, I am just painting over it. I later on add another layer, and I do that. I put it to, I believe, clipping mask, and I then paint it with red. Add the layers. I think it's either lighten or darken. I think it's lighten. So I paint over that, and then it'll give it. You'll see. But yeah, I'm just going in. I'm trying to put more shape into the strands of hair and whatnot. Yeah, it's nothing too crazy. But yeah, that's it for right now. Okay, this is kind of where it gets a little, not frustrating, but so my camera, the exposure was kind of messed up, mainly because I have a window up top. So I have a window right in front of my desk, and then I have another window up top above that one, because the ceilings for my room are kind of high. So I have that window that has a light that comes straight down, and then it hits the mirror that is right behind my desk. So it goes from the window to the mirror, and then it hits onto my drawing tablet, and you can kind of see that light where my hand is. The problem with that is that it makes it so the screen doesn't look as dark as it's supposed to. So this character's skin tone is supposed to be very dark, but it's looking lighter than it is supposed to be, you know? But later on, when I have the color, you can tell the actual skin tone and whatnot. Also, it makes it so you can see my reflection in the drawing tablet, so I don't know how I feel about that, but it's kind of funny. I don't know. But yeah, I tried messing with the exposure later on, but it wasn't really working. And you can then see a little more how it's really bright at the bottom left corner. It's best for me to record these at night because the sun's not coming down. But later on, I do film it at night, so it'll look better. So don't worry about it. Okay, so yeah, here I figured out how to have the exposure lock while I'm recording. So I'll put the exposure down how it's supposed to be, and then when I move my hand, it'll change back to how it was before. But I figured out how to lock it so her skin tone looks relatively the same to how it looks on, like, in real life, if that makes sense. But here I am adding the red, and the reason why I do some of the overpainting onto the layer with the liner is because then you don't just get the red on the liner, you get the red in some other parts and everything. But what this does is when you go put your colors on top of it and then you paint over it, you get some of the red in the shadows or just in different areas, so it doesn't look so muddy or gray with the shadows in, you know. But I got that technique from 𝔇𝔯𝔞𝔴. His art really heavily influences mine. I'm pretty sure it's kind of obvious when you look at his and look at mine. I got this type of painting technique from him, how you do the grayscale and then, you know what I mean. But with him, he tends to do the grayscale and then does a liner on top of it. I kind of do it in reverse, I guess. I do the sketch and liner, and then I do the values and whatnot. But the more important part is the red in the liner and the shadows and everything. I also just like it when inside my, like, the darkest shadows, I'll have like a very vibrant red. So what I'll do is I'll take like a full saturated red, like all the way. And I put like a little spot on like the corner of the neck, or like under the hair, like where the hair sits in the face, like how we see like how his hair sits in the forehead right there. What I would do is I would put a little dot there, and then I blend it out, and then it will give it some more like vibrance. I don't know, I think it's just really cool how it gives like a glowing effect in the shadows. I did that effect mainly on my eyes drawing on the channel. I did a lot of that in like the shadows, especially like around the eye and the eyelid and everything. I thought it was really cool. But it also works for if you want to just add some redness to the cheeks or anything. You just put like just some dots there, and then, you know, blend it out instead of having to find that exact color. It's kind of like makeup almost. Like you put like a few dots there and then blend it. That's how I do like all my drawings, really. Especially when I do the values, like you'll see later on I'll put some lighter color under the eyes and then I'll blend it out, like almost like it's concealer. And I don't know, I just think that it kind of works like that. I don't know. I also been wanting to practice not rendering so much and kind of making my drawings a bit looser when it comes to the overpaint. I didn't really accomplish that with this one. I still kind of went a little crazy, but not too crazy. This character in particular looks the most crazy, I guess you can say. I don't know how to explain it, but I did a lot of rendering for this one. I think it's because I just really like the shapes I picked for this character, like for the eyes and everything. I liked how sharp they were. But I want to start doing a bit less because it takes a lot more time when you do a full render, and if I am able to complete drawings in a short amount of time, I can then complete more, and then I can then make more videos and whatnot. And it also then makes it so I don't get very burnt out really fast. So I think I want to make a video of me just doing basic sketches and, you know, just like more simpler stuff. I also need a little bit more of a warm-up because I haven't really drawn so long. Well, in so long, I guess I should say. I think it's mainly because my recent picture, the witch picture, which I haven't posted just yet, but you'll see it. I worked on that, and that took a long time, and I think I got kind of burnt out afterwards, and so I started doing a lot more crochet. But I want to prevent that from happening so I don't have to deal with the burnout and everything. But I think that the main problem is that I feel like if my work isn't fully rendered and it's perfect, then it's not like great, you know? But I'm working on that. Oh, but for here I am trying to pick out some colors for each character and everything. It was mainly inspired by the trend on TikTok where it has the different seasonal color palettes for your face and everything. For example, the shy profile girl, her color palette was heavily inspired by autumn, and then the one I'm doing right now is inspired by cool winter. When I am picking out colors for a character, I always like to have one character that stands out the most, and I'll use that for either the lighting or I'll use it for the background. For example, for the one that I just recently did with the 4 colors, they're all bright, they're all at the same value, but the first 3 are warmer colors and the last one is a cool color. And then for the guy, even though it's like, oh yeah, the 3 are warmer colors, and then there's like the 2 cool colors, the first 4 are the same value, but then the other one is way brighter than the other ones. So I use that for either a background or I use it for the lighting, like I said. Values are probably the easiest way to do it, but also do things like having all warm colors and having one cool tone color also is a really good way to do that, because it makes it so your colors aren't so the same, and then it gives it a little bit more of a contrast, I guess you can call So for here, I'm just adding a background color. Well, not just the background color, I'm putting the other colors down on, but I'm just trying to figure out where I'm going to put each color and just trying to make them work together. Like you'll see I have a red background, and then I also wanted to make the hair kind of red, but that kind of didn't really work obviously, so I then changed the background to a different color. But you know, you'll see what I'm doing. And then like the skin color, I don't usually put skin colors for the color palettes for my characters. That's just kind of like a whatever you want kind of thing, you know. I also don't really follow strictly on to the color palettes I give for each character. I kind of choose the guideline because I don't know, it just really depends on the elements of the character. For example, there's 4 colors needed for this one, and I kind of have 5 colors there, but I don't know, it's just, I feel like putting color palette on before you lay the colors down is way easier than, you know, trying to figure out the colors you want. Like trying to play, oh, maybe I want blue hair, put blue on. Oh, maybe I want this color, and then trying to add the colors while you're trying to find colors that look good. But doing the whole like color slider thing, I forget what it's called. But doing that really helps pick good colors, because then it's easier to change them. You just like slide the slider down, and then it helps you, you know, change the color instead of having to constantly draw over it and like stuff like that, you know. I really like the lighting that I did for this character. I think it really fits, and I just really like the warmth and the yellowness of it. For each character, I did relatively different, you know, lighting positions, I guess you can say. So I wanted to also put that into practice instead of just going like a default, just, you know, basic lighting. The green and blue lighting also looked really cool. But yeah. At this point, I'm just adding some more redness to the lips and then like the whites to the eyes and finishing up the basic colors. Throughout this whole piece, I kind of go back and forth between all of them. I go one by one for here to put the colors down, like the base colors, but then when I start rendering, that's when I kind of go back and forth through all of them. So you'll see me kind of switching through each character. I really like the colors I chose for this character right here. I love the brightness. I just love bright neon colors on darker skin. I think it just looks really, really great. I just think it looks really pretty. I especially like how I picked this color for the background. I don't know. This is like color-wise, is probably my favorite character. Yeah, you see that it's now pretty much like nighttime in my room, so you can see the colors way better. I still want to kind of figure out more setups and stuff like that to get the best video format, I guess you could say. It's a bit harder for me to record drawings like this at night because the laptop I use is shared by kind of like my whole family almost. My little brother plays Roblox on it, and when he's on it for hours. so I only really have the daytime to do stuff, or earlier in the daytime. After he comes from school, that's when he kind of just comes to my room, and then he kind of waits for it, you know? So I'm recording this voiceover and editing the video at daytime. So by the time it's nighttime, I don't need the laptop anymore, and I can just give it to him, and then it'll be fine. It is on a rare occasion that I'm able to use it at night. I was able to use it at this night because I was already kind of using it all day, so I was able to kind of sneak in more time later on. But once he's on it, it's kind of hard to get him off of the laptop, you know? I also think I got some of these clips mixed up. Not too mixed up, it's just that I think this clip was supposed to be before the previous one, as you can see, because this one happens more in the day, because you can tell by my hand, and then the other one happens later on at night. But it's still okay, you can still tell what I'm doing and whatnot. It's just a little harder to keep track of all my clips and whatnot, because I've had to kind of get up and then do other things and then stop the recording. So it's kind of harder to just keep track of each clip and where they're supposed to go and whatnot, because I'm not able to just sit down and draw for the whole thing and then record, the whole thing one clip, if that makes sense. But you can't really tell that it's a little jumbled because I am going back and forth through all the characters. So it's not just one character is kind of wonky when it comes to the footage. It's kind of satisfying to watch the process kind of show when I'm painting over and rendering and whatnot. I don't really have much to talk about though. I still do want to talk. I just don't really have anything to talk about because this is all kind of a longer portion because the rendering takes up. I don't know, the rendering of the piece is it's kind of self-explanatory. I don't know. Like, not really many changes, just painting over and smoothing things out. You know, there's not, it's different than adding color or, you know, sketching things out, if that makes sense. But it's almost my birthday. I'm kind of excited. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet though. It's on the 17th of February, and I will be turning 19 this year. So pretty crazy. Not really though, but I don't really know what I want to do. I kind of want to dye my hair maroon because I've wanted to do that. I wanted to do that for a while. I have some semi-permanent hair dye, but it kind of makes a weird feeling on my hair, so I want to just dye it like for real instead of just constantly putting the semi-permanent one over my hair. But yeah, I don't really know exactly like what I want to do. I kind of think I want to go thrifting and then go to different thrift stores and just kind of hang out, but I don't want to just make it like any other day and just hang out at the house. I don't really have any friends, so I don't have anyone to really hang out with, so I'll have to figure something out. But yeah, I still think my birthday is gonna be pretty cool, even though I don't have friends, you know, because you don't really need friends to, you know, go out and do stuff. You can just do stuff by yourself. Oh, and you can see for this piece, you can start to see like the texture and like you get to see the character come to life more. And so like for example, like I put the red mainly because that's where like that's like the type of lighting thread. But see, I put the bright red and then I just blend it out, and it kind of adds just a little more. But I took it away because I didn't like it. But I kept that little red mark up top. I kind of made it to like a little face paint thing. It almost ended up looking like an exclamation point, but that wasn't really my intention. But I still think it's like pretty cool how that happened. I have also never painted someone with this type of skin, like vitiligo, I think it's pronounced. I don't really know, but I never painted anyone with that type of skin before. I really should have. I messed up on the lips because I didn't put it where the lips are, because you see how on the cheek and then down the chin it goes there, but then it kind of stops at the lips, when in reality it would kind of go on to the lips a little bit. So I kind of messed up there, but I think I did kind of a good job on it. I don't know. It's relatively easy because it's just putting the skin tone on there, but I think it's still kind of hard for some reason. I don't know. But I do want to experiment more with that and maybe make a character with vitiligo, but it's just like one or two off characters. So like, let's say I have like the base, like the darker skin tone be the same, but the lighter skin tone will be like a blue or something, if that makes sense. I think it'll be pretty cool like that. One thing that I think is pretty cool is that how the color palette for the character on the right is like right above the forehead of the character on the left that I'm doing right now. How it's like so bright and it kind of looks like that's where the light is coming from. How like the light is on the character. I don't know. I think it's kind of funny how that happened. Here's where I started to do some things to make the character look not different, but just to add on some things to the character. I added Yeah, so I added like freckles, moles, and whatnot. And I added a nose piercing and then a little angel bite piercing. And then later on I add, you know, some eyeliner. It's like, yeah, you can see right here. Add some like really cool eyeliner to make it look a little different, because the other character, the one that's front facing, that character is a bit more complex. I didn't want the other ones to be basic, you know? So I experimented with a couple of different things. Mainly because this character only has, you know, the red shirt and then the long hair. You know, there's nothing too distinctive about the character, so I just wanted to add a little more to it. Yeah, you could tell that I was kind of stalling on drawing, you know, the guy. He's not that much, you know, work going on for him, because I was having a little bit of trouble, you know, with the lighting and trying to figure out the colors and just, you know, stuff like that. So he's kind of lacking, but like I said before, it's fine because I end up cutting him out of the picture later on, literally. But oh yeah, sorry. Oh yeah, there. Okay, yeah. Sorry, I keep going into the. Oh my god, I'm sorry. But yeah, he has kind of like a Sigma male face. It's kind of funny. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. But here I'm just putting on the finishing details of the characters, and like I'm using a speckle type brush and constantly going over and over again to give it this like fuzzy effect for the hair. I'm so sorry again. But yeah, so I recorded more, but it got deleted because my phone died. But here are the finished pieces. Like I said, I ended up with only the 3. And then I'll have a close-up of each one.